Hello everybody, welcome to today's race here, round 7 at Hungary. I am Scott, or Feather Sin, well that's my PSN, and today, hopefully, we'll get a good race. I'm not sure where Clint is, we haven't had anything back. Poor sod must be lost somewhere. So coming into today, hopefully we'll have a full grid. It's hopefully going to be some good racing. I have tried something new this time. I have basically set up a Torpedo League bingo, which I have made myself, and I'll be probably ticking off during the race, and I may kind of hint to it whenever it comes up. So, in terms of, I guess, reserves for tonight, we do have And So It Goes, who's in the Williams, who I believe is replacing Jarno. Buller in the Mercedes for Tom Coronel, and that looks to be it. Hang on, let me just get the stream up so I can have a look at people's comments. Scott with originality. Buller isn't reserved and Max is in the Red Bull. Max is in the Red Bull. Ah, okay. Thank you, and so it goes. He is one of the drivers, as you see there in the Williams, replacing Jarno. So thank you for that clarification. I wasn't exactly sure. I was kind of second guessing, but yeah, it's a bit weird not having Clint here, but hopefully he'll be able to join soon. I haven't had anything back from him confirming anything at the moment. There's a lot of drivers readying up, as it is 7:30, which is time for us to start qualifying. 18 minutes worth of qualifying. An interesting thing which could happen, which happened a little bit yesterday's in yesterday's F2 race, was the fact that we did actually have rain towards the end of the race. It was only 2 laps, but considering everyone was on the dry tyres, it was quite difficult, especially when there was a restart after a safety car. Maybe today's race will be as crazy, who knows. But nevertheless, we're looking for a good race. I should say, when And So It Goes says Buller isn't reserved and Max is in the Red Bull, Max Mulder, Max Mulder 2004, as you see on the screen. He is an F2 driver coming in. I'm pretty sure, stands to be corrected, that this is his first race in this league, in an F1 car, and a decent track for it to be his first. Very high downforce. Hopefully we should see some good racing, even though there's only really 1 or 2 safe overtaking maneuvers. Maybe some people will start, forcing maneuvers on certain parts of the track, which, aren't the most usual. And so it goes correcting me yet again. Nope, he has done F1 before. And that is raining. Wow. Okay, considering And So It Goes, you are fairly regular in the chat. Can you tell me what the what the weather's looking like during the race and during the week? Well, during the race, yeah. As we are seeing, that does look like heavy rain. Let's see what tyres Jackson's coming out onto. He's taking the inters out, so maybe the rain is not as bad as expected. But a lot of drivers coming out now. Okay, so And So It Goes says it will be dry and overcast for the race, so essentially they've got nothing to worry about in terms of tyre conservation. Depends if it dries up at the end of this session, but from the looks of things, they have got a clean slate for tomorrow, or for the next race. I can't speak, this is fun. Let me just get the telemetry up, so that we can actually see what's going on out the track. You see all the drivers there. Some of them haven't exited the pit yet, but they all seem to be on inters. That seems to be the best start at the moment. It did look like heavy rain, I stand corrected. And inters are just the best tyres to go for at the moment. But a lot of drivers out on their out lap, and the driver that's heading the field currently is, and so it goes. As that's 4 drivers bar 2 who aren't pushing it. 4 drivers bar 3 that are now out on track, and so it goes, being the first one to start a lap. Appears we have a spinner or someone going slowly. That's Codzilla in the final sector. But he's got back going again. A lot of drivers going slowly around that area of the track, but we're going to focus in on and so it goes. The first lap there's a driver I think pulled off again. That's another Red Bull. Max Mulder. He's on his out lap waiting for other drivers to go. That's covered in red. Oh, clearly getting used to these wet conditions. But he has got it going. Ooh, see how so it goes going sideways there through the middle sector. And he has set the fastest second sector, but that is because he is the only driver out. There's a spinner. There's an AlphaTauri. We're going to abandon this lap quickly. We're going to have a look. Is that why he always pips? It is why he always pips. No wing damage from the looks of things, but very unlucky to spin there. That corner catches a lot of people out, as we see Giotto leaving the session. I think he got timed out or he lagged out or something. And so it goes, is going to be coming across the line with a 1:30.8 on those inters. I doubt that will be the fastest lap, as we see all the drivers. I'm not going to say who's gone privileged or pole. Actually, I will do, even though I believe there's a Haas coming across the line. Where is he going to go? That is Charlie, got P3. But we are seeing Jackson, the only driver, into the 129s at the moment. And hopefully that graphic down at the bottom is not going to be there for the whole session. That fastest lap graphic. I was pitch getting really sideways coming out the corner there. There's his teammate TRT Kimi, goes last with a 1:34.8. As Fares with into the 1:28 already. He's over a second quicker than Jackson. Great lap there. As we can go towards Miguel, see where he's going to come. Behind him is the very fast Buller. Buller P4, quite good there, as Max has stopped, or he's spun, coming out of turn 1. And he has spun. There's his teammate by, and he lets Buller by. Not very confident there, as we see Jeeves coming across the line, where's he going to put himself? This is a P9, and there's a big pack behind. Godzilla is not heading that pack. That is Ansar Goes who's heading the pack. But he's gone into the pits. As we see, management side P5. Just a quick one to any drivers that are currently listening. Could you please put in? Basically, is it going to be wet throughout the whole of quali, or will it start to dry up at any point? Even though from the looks of things in the moment it does look pretty solid, as this is going to be like the only conditions we're going to be seeing. There's a lot of drivers coming into the pits, there's yellow flags. I imagine that might be on the Red Bull out of fuel or something. Doesn't look like it. It's not in low fuel mode. The fuel light has come on. He's going a bit quicker than somebody in low fuel mode would usually go. Maybe he is in low fuel mode, he's trying to get the car going. See G's coming out to the last corner. Coming into the last corner. It looks a bit sketchy coming out the corner. Will he get himself higher? And he does. P6. Good lap there. They're 1,000th quicker than Max Mulder. But P6 very good, but there are still 5 drivers that have not set a lap yet, and they're going to be dangerous. Giotto, of course, I think he still needs to rejoin. I haven't seen his name pop up as rejoining. There's Manu coming into the pits. As you see a Ferrari, is that a Ferrari coming out of the pits? Yeah, it was Fez. He was our current pole sitter. He has provisional pole in the 19 Ferrari. And 10 minutes left in the session. Godzilla is the only person that is actually on a lap other than Ivan, who's just started his. Let's go on board, see what it's like from a multiple-time race winner. See what from his perspective, lighting up the rear tyres. And Giotto has joined, that's always good. Good to see one of as many drivers as possible. Hopefully Giotto can actually have a good race. As Buller puts it P2, really good lap there. 3 tenths quicker, or just under 3 tenths quicker than his teammate. Really good there. And Cole saying he's better than his teammate, he sucks. At least he actually managed to make it. So hello to Kyle. Surprised you are not driving, actually. As we're going to see Kozlov through the last corner. Where is he going to put himself? P3 immediately dethrones Jackson's P3, and he's just sent it. A really good lap there. And Carl saying, "Where is Clint?" You know what? I wish I knew. I wish I knew. I do not know. I have not had any answers or any replies back from him. So unfortunately, you lot are stuck with me, I guess, for the foreseeable future. Which just means the next hour and a bit. He goes a little bit wide there, but she invalidated his lap long before then. As we are looking at why was Pips. We won't go on board, but we'll still watch his lap as he just finishes his out lap. Can he get himself inside the top 10? I believe he took pole in Zandvoort, but I'm not sure if we'll see the same here. I'm not sure on any driver's pace around this track, so I'm going into this pretty blind in terms of everyone's pace. Even the F2 drivers, you know, the ones that were quick yesterday, it's completely different in an F1 car. Oh, and is there a crash? There's some sort of incident in the pits. That's the Haas. That is the Haas of Charlie, and the Mercedes of Jackson. It looked like they might have got into a bit of a altercation in the pits. There's another spinner, I think that is, where someone just parked it, doped into the pits. So not sure what's going on there. But I digress. As we look towards Tom, or Wildwood's Pips, I should probably call him Wildwood's Pips, even though the other Tom is not actually here, so I think I might be safe calling him Tom. But he's rounding the final corner. Keeps the car fairly grippy. Where is he going to go? P5. Not a bad lap there. He is only 6 thousandths quicker than Charlie. But considering that's his first lap, and I'm sure there'll be room to improve, it looks like he's going out for another... No, he's not. He has chucked the DRS way down. And he's just going to cycle that maybe back round. After all, there is 7 minutes left in the session. As that is the Red Bull from Max Mulder. He has invalidated his lap. But that is an out lap, so... see how he does. Currently just outside the top 10. Let's see what he can do. sector. And oh, Godzilla's got on top, and Brammy in second. Why did I miss Godzilla going top? Idiot. And yeah, Branny. Well, considering Kyle said that he's better than his teammate, he sucks. That's not a bad lap. He's only 2/10 off of Godzilla, and Fez is in the pits. Will he come back out and try to get himself back into pole? I'm sure he can improve, but I don't know how much. How by, as that's a Red Bull who was spun around. That is Max. It looked, when I was on board, it looked like he was struggling for traction, and it's happened again through that quite tight and twisty section. He's going slowly, as we are going to look towards the Mercedes of Jackson. His teammate currently in the pits, but Jackson, however, is on an outlap, looking for. Look like he got the back end out a little bit there, getting onto the power early. He comes screaming down the straight. Can he do any better? From the looks of things, the rain is not going to be letting up, so there will be free tyre choice for the race, which could play into the hands of a lot of drivers really well, because it means that they get a free strategy. It means that those top 10 qualifiers won't be restricted in terms of tyre wear. Really close to the inside curb there. That is very dangerous, and it can always spin you around, and it's almost worse in these wet conditions. But he's done well. He is only 300ths off, almost 400ths off. Ooh, really sideways as he goes through this difficult chicane. But he seems to have nailed it. The camera angle isn't giving anything away, really. Not very good camera angle. There's Buller on an outlap now. He's come out the pits. He's got a good view here. He's just correcting it every now and again. He's just got the fastest first sector. He's gone from being almost 400ths down to being 400ths up on the time. So you get a good view here. Can he keep the car planted? Where will he go? In terms of Delta, it looks like he'll stay. Oh, what? No, he's going to the pits. No, he must have lost time. He was doing that was such a good lap. He went 300ths up. He went from being 400ths down to almost 300ths up, and he's just discontinued the lap. As we see, and so it goes. Down to P14. Can he do any better? I hope he can. But as we see, Dan was coming across the line. Will he go quicker? He only improves by 1 position. As we see Giotto coming out of the final corner. His first flying round. We're going to go on the wall then. Let's have a look. Let's talk through this lap. Go straight into turn 1, taking a wide line in. But Giotto is trying to get the power down in these difficult conditions. Down into the tricky turn 2, it's a downhill braking, it's quite easy to lock up. But he hasn't done so. Very clean through here as we switch over towards turn 3. Will that put him in terms of lap time? He won't tell us because this is his first lap. Hopefully he doesn't invalidate it. Good. Bit of lag. Maybe that's why he left, maybe he lagged out. As we come heading down towards the tricky turn 6 and turn 7 section, he has got traffic in front of him. Hopefully he won't get in his way. Down through turn 8 and turn 9 through the mid part of this sector. I wonder if he's throwing away that lap. It doesn't look like he went as fast through there. He's gone onto the grass. Ooh, stay out the wall. Ooh. And that's his teammate who's in front of him. I don't know what happened there. I'm not sure if that's the lag that made him abort the lap or he made some sort of other mistake, but he went really wide. And unfortunately, he is plumb last. Will he be saving up his ERS for another lap? Hopefully he is. He has got his teammate there, unless they're looking for some sort of... What the hell happened there? And he's going to start last. He's destroyed his front wing. No. As you see, That is Bullock coming across the line. He's 8 tenths off. It looks like he's going to be going for another hard push lap. You see the Williams. Oh, and so it goes. Across the line. P5. Have I missed that? And so it goes, going P5. Very impressive lap. There's a Mercedes coming across the line. See a jump up maybe? No. Ferrari coming across the line. That is Fares. Doesn't improve. And the Red Bull coming across the line. That's Miguel. He's just starting his lap. Charlie retiring from the session. Branny starting a new lap. As you see, Anso goes invalid taking his lap, so that will be the end of the session for him. But he has provisional P5. Very good. I believe this is. Again, prove me if I'm wrong, Anso goes. I think that is your highest quality in F1. Let's have a look at Manu coming through the final corner. Gets Coffee planted through there. Will he go any quicker? No, he doesn't. As Jeeves. No, that was not Jeeves. I think that was Max who put himself up into P12. Nice one there. Giotto retiring from the session. Again, clearly not being able to improve as Miguel has spun into the wall. There is pieces of wing onto the floor. Because of the running straight into that wing. Disappointing for him there. As Anso goes will be the third, no he won't, will be the second driver to cross the line. That's P5 for him at the moment. But one of his pits coming out, he was 3 tenths quick in that last sector, he's only P9. Only P9, quite surprised there. There's Jackson, P3. Great lap from him there. Great lap from him. Fair's being the only driver, sandwiched between the two Mercedes. Oh, there's a bit of lag there, he's just gone top. Well, that's different. Okay, there was a bit of lag there, sorry. So the current top 5, before any other drivers cross the line, that is Kimi going P12. So it's Fares, Godzilla, Blaney, Jackson and Buller at the moment though. As we see Manu coming across the line, where is that going to put him? No, he was in the pits, okay. Do we have any other drivers? I believe Max is the only one that hasn't, but he's going to just come across the line. He has not finished. I believe that is everyone other than Nivan, but he is currently in the pits. But we are going to focus on this driver, Fares, 2 tenths quicker than anyone else with a 128.1 on the inters. But as I said earlier, those top 10, they won't have to worry about strategy, or at least starting on the tyres that they starting with the tyres they qualify with, because we are seeing a dry and overcast race. However, strategies may change because of safety cars. As we all know, in league racing, those tend to be fairly common. We may have a clean race, we may not. The game may glitch and give us a random safety car for no apparent reason, but that's how it goes. And I want to thank you for 9 viewers. Don't know how many of them are drivers, don't know how many of them are just people wanting to watch their favourite drivers. Maybe put your favourite driver in chat so we can talk about it, talk about putting something in chat. Maybe who are your predictions? Usually I talk to Clint about this, but considering he's not here, let's hear your opinions. Who do you think is going to win, or who do you think the podium is going to be for the race? My personal prediction at the moment, Fares looks fast. Fares looks fast at most tracks. It's just unfortunately sometimes consistency is not his strong point, as we see there. Fares. Well, this is the rundown of quali, and these are the results. You know what? I'll say them in a bit, but I am quite surprised with Giotto. I know he did have that connection issue, which of course, you know, is a huge issue that a lot of drivers seem to experience, unfortunately. I reckon he could have been a solid anywhere between P7 and P10, but that's only my stupid prediction. But it is a shame, because it would be nice to see him a little bit further up on the grid, but due to connectivity issues, we are not going to be seeing that. But one thing that we will be seeing, and this is probably the third time that I've said this, dry race. Dry race. Be interesting to see what the strategies are. Different tyres that people will start on. I imagine the majority will be starting on the softs. That's personally what I would do, because that is the majority strategy. Mediums may be a bit of a stretch. The hards, you're asking for a crash, especially around this track when you're submerged between so many other drivers. It's very easy to crash. But if you've ever driven this track on this game, you'll know, or if you have knowledge of the track, you'll know that this is a very, it's a highly abrasive surface, which means that the tyre wear is practically off the charts. It's one of those few on the calendar where we do see a lot of tyre wear. So it'll be interesting to see what the strategy is and how long the tyres will last. And I think a one stop will be quite a push, especially if you go for a soft to a medium. But looking at a lot of drivers, let's have a look at see what everyone has gone for. And while we do that, while I set this up, let's have a look at. Okay, actually, you know what? Before that, let's have a look and see. Okay? So everyone except Q-Tip and Jeeves on mediums, which is an interesting development. Actually, I was kind of expecting more soft runners, but there you go, shows how wrong I am. Let's do a quick rundown of the grid. So, P1 is Bears, P2 Kozilla, but he's been disqualified from the session, so I think he hit someone or someone hit him. Brunny in P3, P4 Jackson, P5 Buller, P6, and so it goes, P7 Charlie, Ivan P8, P9 Why Always Pips, P10 Manu, P11 Q-Tip, P12 Kimmy, P13 Max, P14 Jeeves, P15 Miguel, P16 Dammers, and P17 Giotto. We just saw a tyre graphic there of the strategy. I should have acknowledged that, but stupid me, it will come up sometime during the race. Jackson being disqualified from the session as well. A lot of drivers being disqualified from the session. Is there some sort of... Oh, Jesus Christ. A lot of drivers, unfortunately, not doing the full motion lap properly. It's a recurring theme of this league. And I think they're definitely living up to the Torpedo name, considering that there are now 6 drivers who have been eliminated from the session. And Carl saying, I'm not sure I trust my teammate to be reliable this race. I hope he does, for in terms of the points, and it will make an entertaining race, having someone up on the podium that we don't usually see, compared to someone like, Godzilla, Fairs, Colpo. There you go, high graphic there. I'll just quickly say it. So the predicted pit stop strategies: the medium to the hards, and then the other one is a 2-stop with a soft medium, or soft medium. I'm not sure what was there. But waiting for the 2 other drivers to come up on the grid. As I said, I've done a sort of Torpedo League, well, bingo sort of. A lot of the predictions are fairly normal, but I will save them sort of mid-race when things are kind of slowed down a little bit, because we are mere seconds away from the start. Let's talk about that. The lights are going out. Here we go. 4, 5 lights, and it's go, go, go. Here we go. Off the start we go. The timing screen is going to start lagging out, but we see Fairs coming across, cutting across the inside. Kozilla looking towards the outside. Kozilla, can he make the outside work? No, he won't. Can he go for the cutback? No, he doesn't. I think they've all made it. No, they have not made it cleanly through. Who's at the back? Who's at the back? A lot of drivers at the back who seem to have spun. Sideways action here. Oh, come on, you stupid game! Right, we haven't. We're on board with Godzilla. as the timing screen finally decides to start working for us. We see Godzilla. Well, they all seem to be in their respective positions in the top three, other than... No, sorry. Anyway, I'll shut up. As we focus on the Godzilla and Fair's battle, I'll be doing a lot of onboards because the camera's angles aren't that good. Fair's getting a little bit lit up, getting a little bit sideways there. Locking up quite a bit there from Godzilla. Oh, and Fair's really sideways there. And that's either him wanting to make a move, or get a move on and try and build a gap, or that is, for God's sake, this game. Alright, well, this is another timing glitch. This is fun. So sorry if I make any stupid comments or remarks, because this game is meh. Anyway, as we see, Fair's still in the lead, starting to build a gap onto Godzilla. Godzilla trying to stay within DRS. He's got a few laps to do so as the game redoes itself. Is that Q-tip in P4? There's 3 second time penalty already for, and so it goes. Multiple warnings as Q-tip into P4. Wow, what a start! Hang on, let's have a look at. Let's have a look at the position changes of drivers. There we go. Q-tip's up 7 places. Really good start for Q-tip there. As he gets himself into P4, he's on the better tyres. So ideally, he should be able to get past Blanchard fairly soon, especially with DRS assistance. After a disappointing few races, at least this time, we should be able to see him get a good result if everything goes well. As you look behind, got Buller and his teammate making a move up the inside. There's Jackson going up the inside there into turn 1. There's no DRS involved there. There's Charlie up on the inside of Buller, and Buller not very good, losing 2 positions in 2 corners. He's hungry to get up the inside, but he can't push it too hard. And to talk about other drivers who have made their passenger gear, that is G's, who's gone up 6 places, and Fair's with a 3-second time penalty, and Giotto leaving the session. Again, he's lagged out. It's a spinner. Did I speak too soon? Commentator's curse. Jeeves into the wall, just past turn 5. It's very easy to lose it at turn 5, especially if you clip the inside curb. And oh my god, there's a lot of penalties being handed out. Max Boulder with a penalty, Dammers with a penalty, Giotto rejoining. It's good to see him. Hopefully he can stay in without lagging out. But Fez with a 3-second time penalty, he has got a decent gap at the moment. But later on in the race, will that hurt him? Depends. But everyone fairly close to each other. A lot of drivers within a second of each other. So I'm not sure if there are any battles I actually can look at. As Jackson getting closer and closer to Q-tip. And the DRS definitely helping him, as we're going to go on board with him. Giotto going wide there. Oh, and Jeeves round again. I wonder if there was any contact. It looked like Jeeves and Giotto got fairly close together. We'll find out later. Okay, awfully sorry about that. I had a small problem. Okay, sorry about that. My controller decided to die there, so sorry about that. As Godzilla fastest lap of the race on the medium tyre. Kind of surprised about that. Thought Giotto would get the fastest lap. Sorry, not Q-tip would get the fastest lap, considering he was on the medium on the soft, as we do have. Oh god. Okay, well I apologise if we ever go on board with Fez. We are going to hear that Ferrari revving its absolute guts out as there's another glitch. God, we're getting swarmed with glitches. Apologise for that. As Jeeves gone into the pits again. Not a very good race so far for Jeeves. He's only 5 laps in, and already he's pitted twice, so quite unfortunate there. And Jeeves actually was the other driver that's on the soft, so the only driver currently on the softs is Q-Tip. So it'll be interesting to see what strategy he goes for, see if the 2-stop works out in the long run. So we do have 30 laps left when Fez next crosses the line. Let's go a little bit further back towards Jackson, who is currently on the back of Q-Tip. I wonder if he can get past him while with Pips actually. Showing there getting past Ivan. He has done. Can he keep the position? You believe he will. Yeah, he does have the DRS to help propel him forward. He does get a really good exit there on Ivan, so maybe he is able to keep that up throughout the lap. However, it's not just Jackson catching up to Q-Tip, it's also Charlie catching up to Jackson and Q-Tip, as you see some great defending here. We've got a great view of the action here. And Q-Tip, maybe those softs are dropping off a little bit. It's fairly early on in the race, but we know the longevity of those mediums, and maybe this track is just destroying those tyres. It is possible. Sorry about that. You see, going through the last sector now. Ooh, starting to get a little bit fiery in the rear. Charlie there. As you now get the DRS, it doesn't look like Q-Tip has got any DRS, so he's just a sitting duck at the moment. Is Charlie moving out? Sorry, not Charlie. Jackson moving out to try and pass him on the inside. An ambitious move, and in the end, it's actually gone worse. Jackson, look at this Jackson and Charlie side by side. They head down towards the next corner and up towards turn 4. There's a yellow flag. There's a Red Bull, and that is Miguel at the back. Great 4-car battle almost here, with Giotto being the one who is being chased down now by Charlie. Now, as I said, I wonder if those softs are starting to drop off a bit now. It's an unfortunate thing going for high grip tyres, especially around a track like this where it's very easy to wear them out. Miguel with 3-second time penalty, multiple warnings. We've seen that a lot. I don't mean against Miguel, I mean as in 3-second time penalties with multiple warnings. It's very easy to do, especially in a track like this where you're pushing so hard as quick as possible. You're seeing the Haas of Charlie trying to make a move on Q-Tip. He's using all the overtaking assists possible. Q-Tip going a little bit wide. Charlie cuts back towards the inside as he goes side by side, coming down towards turn 2. Still side by side. Very good racing here, giving each other enough room, and in the end, Charlie is the one winning the battle. But Giotto is not giving. Q-Tip is not giving up. Oh, and that was Jackson looking for the inside. Follow with 3-second time penalty. That's a shame. He has got Warriors Pip right behind him. And this could be an interesting battle. I think we'll go on board with Jackson just so we can have a good look of what's going on. Chucking it in towards the inside through the last few corners. 3-second time penalty, 4 and so it goes now. Jackson looking for a good exit. Look at that. Great drive through the corner. Surely he'll be able to go for a move into turn 1, if not into turn 2, because he will still have the DRS. He doesn't. He goes wide. Will he go for a cutback? No, he's stuck to the outside. Ooh, can he make it work? Can he make it work? No, he doesn't. Will we see another pass? No, he doesn't. Is he gonna stay behind his lap? He's gonna go for an ambitious move elsewhere. This is a difficult track to pass on. But if you put your car in the right place, usually you can get a pass done. Turn 5 isn't a bad place as we see Jackson. He must have got a warning for that. Surely his Q-tip runs wide. He just kisses the curb on the inside. This is some great racing. We get to see a Torpedo League race winner. Oh no! Jackson always going to the back of Q-tip. He's lost so much time. And his teammate Buller now challenging as we see the Red Bull spun around. There, that is Miguel. The Q-tip and Jackson, actually, to be fair. Lucky they didn't crash there. Manny with a 3-second time penalty. There's another spin there for the Red Bull. Q-tip going into the pits. And clearly those tyres were not feeling very good. I'm sure Jackson will be feeling good though that he didn't crash into the back of Giotto, because that could have been messy. And great reactions to move out of the way. You see Jackson, he is lagging a little bit. His teammate behind here is being pressured by Wales Pips, and Wales Pips has Ivan behind him for the current moment in time. There's a spinner. Is there? Okay. Wales Pips 3-second time penalty. Not good. Not good at all. We'll be really disappointed with that. Because I think the only person in this little group without a penalty is Jackson, I think. As you see, lots of yellow flag. I think that is for the Red Bull of Miguel letting the leaders through as he becomes the first lapped car of the race. And I think we should just quickly touch on the leaders currently. We've got Fez, Cozilla and Branny, so our top 3 qualifiers sitting comfortably in that top 3 position. And that is Miguel coming into the pits now. I thought I'd quickly take some time to talk about what I was on about earlier, just as there starts to have some action cool. Let's go on board with Wales Pips for a little bit, because he's behind Buller. Jackson and Buller not really close together as Kimi leaving the section. I believe he may have lagged out there, as he has not gone to retire in the pits, so not good for him there. And as I said, quickly talk about something which I mentioned earlier, the bingo, awesome game I had. Basically, before the race I made a few predictions, and I was going to cross them off during the race when and if they happened. So some of the normal run-of-the-mill things in an F1 race, the others are sort of specific to Torpedo League. Why was Pips with another 3-second time penalty? We saw him go wide there. Unfortunately, I think the game just deemed that he gained an advantage. They have given him a penalty. Another penalty, that is. Ooh, a little bit sketchy coming out the corner there. Trying to avoid the curbs, those inside curbs, especially those white ones there, are very, very dangerous, especially if you could just kiss them and you can go around. Talking about going around, I think that's Miguel again. Talking about Miguel and the Red Bull team, that is one of the predictions I made. I'm just going to quickly go through them, fire through them, before anyone passes each other. Just as Enzo goes passes Kimi. Cheers. Now let's have a look at that quickly. Let's go on board with Pips' teammate. That is Kimi, but I believe that is his AI, because we haven't seen him rejoin. So, yeah, let's quickly go on to the bingo. So, I'm predicted safety car, VSC, a Williams podium, someone retires in the pits, no points for Red Bull, someone spins, Jeeves gets into the points, you won't see a first time winner, and someone lags out. Well, we've seen a few of those already, but there is still time, as we are only at lap 13 out of 35, so things can change. There's still plenty of time for a VSC or a safety car. Might change things up a little bit, change strategy up a little bit. So far, in terms of, I guess, the normal strategy, I think Q-Tip is the only one that has actually done that, and he has gone to the hard tyre. And one thing I did forget to say during that, during me reading out the predictions, I guess, for the race, Buller did get a 3-second time penalty. I think one of the racing boys did as well. I believe it was Ivan who got a 3-second time penalty. Ivan is currently behind the driver we are on board with. And it's Godzilla with a 3-second time penalty. Not what he would have wanted, but he is safe from Branny. There's a 6.3 second gap between the two. There's a very small gap between Q-Tip and Kimi, and that is Kimi's AI, who is being passed by Giotto. Q-Tip, why do I keep saying the wrong names? And Q-Tip, fresh tyres, and he is closing in on Max Mulder currently, who is only one position away from being into the points. He's trying to get into the DRS of the driver in front of him as we go on board with why was Pips closing in on Buller. Then Charlie overtaking Branny, because Branny is in the pits and so is Godzilla. So those two playing out their strategies, both of them onto the hard tyre. Where will they pop out? I imagine still inside the top 10 as we see why was Pips looking for the outside on Buller. And both of them, their tyres are going to start to hurt now, especially at a track like this, as Buller trying to cover off that outside line. Side by side. And yes, again, another side by side pass through that section. Miguel with a 3-second time penalty. Trigger has joined. That is Clint. That is our fellow commentator. And I'm going to very quickly, just invite him to the party. So we'll finally have another commentator. You won't have to hear my voice as much, and you get to actually hear someone else's voice. We'll see if anyone else goes into the pits. And that is why was Pips going into the pits now. Will anyone else join him or not? May just be going in alone, at least in his pack. And there is Clint, everybody.
Hi, sorry I'm late. Sorry, I'm so sorry.
It's fine, don't worry.
I don't know if anyone's told you, I have been in my pit.
Okay.
I've been in my own style pit box. So what have I missed? Give us a rundown.
Right, Giotto keeps lagging out. Miguel and Jeeves have spun more times than I've had hot dinners.
Right.
Ivan's just almost lost it there. Quali was Fairs, Godzilla and Bray. Kyler's not racing, unfortunately.
Who's not racing?
Kyle.
Why?
I am not sure. He's just been active in chat.
Oh, okay.
But Q-Tip
Kyle,
was the only
you simp.
Q-Tip was the only one to really go for an alternate strategy because it was wet quali.
Yeah.
So everyone except Jeeves and Q-Tip started on the mediums.
I see Charlie and Jackson are doing well.
Yep, for the moment there was quite a nice battle actually between Jackson, Buller, why always Pips, well Tom, because Tom Cornell's in here, so I can
the
call him
famous
that.
Buller.
The three
being promoted to Jackson's teammate, I believe.
Yep, the three F2 drivers who are driving are, and so it goes, Buller and Max Mulder. But Max
How
has just
they
pitted though. He was just outside the top 10. He was in P11, and he actually hasn't spun as much as a teammate. He did all the spinning in quali. That's because it was wet. So what do you expect?
and so it goes. He's doing well, running in P8, just in front of Q-Tip as well.
Yeah, the only drivers that haven't pitted though are Giotto, but I think that's his AI, not him. TRT
Right.
Kimi, who has lagged out, I think as well. Dammers, and so it goes. Ivan and Fairs, but there have been quite a lot of penalties.
There have been, right, okay, well,
Yeah,
instead
already.
of reading those out, we'll just focus on what's going on in the race, shall we?
Yep.
I don't know if
There's
there's
got
like,
some great side-by-side driving here between Q-Tip and Wiley's Pips. Really good driving.
I tell you what, you might want to jump on board with, and so it goes, Wales Pips.
Yep, as in so it goes, he's gone into the pits, but some great side-by-side driving here between
It looks like he
Wiley's
had
Pips
front
and
wing
Q-Tip.
damage on the right-hand side,
Who?
and so it goes.
Oh.
Jackson, 0.4 seconds behind Charlie.
Q-Tip sending it up the inside there of Wiley's Pips. Luckily, doesn't look like there's any wing damage, but that was sketchy. Very close to there being Q-Tip being facing the wrong way around in the trap. As so it goes, dropping all the way down to P13 after pitting. But he's on those marks.
0.2 behind Dammers.
Yeah, very close, but Trevor's just that awful section of the track.
Yeah. This is where you'll lose a bit of time here.
Let's have a look, see what he's doing. Or how he's doing him.
Yeah.
Good 3-second time penalty.
Trying to find a way past, but cannot do it. He's very quick on these hard tyres. Those mediums must be falling off.
Yeah, damn as he keeps locking up. But he's staying out another lap. There's another Red Bull round.
Oh, he's gone really wide. Oh! Very, very sketchy. Will Jackson get past Charlie?
Oh yeah, let's go back to him. Oh, Max Boulder retiring from the session. What? He was doing quite well. He was ahead of his teammate, but
Yeah, it's in the pit lane.
yeah. As we are on board with Jackson and Miguel, time penalty.
Miguel
retiring from the
crashed
track.
out the circuit.
Did he crash? Oh, hello. Safety car.
Hold on. Well, Jeeves is coming round now. Yeah, I believe that's
Whose AI is
crashed
that?
out the circuit.
Someone's AI is going slowly. I think it's Giotto's.
No, that's not. That's Max Mulder.
No, as
Max
in
Mulder's car.
no. There's an Alpha. I thought I saw going slowly. Alfa Romeo looks like Kimi might be going past.
Yeah. He's letting all the back markers, letting all the front runners through.
Oh.
It's back marker.
Fairs has the fastest lap. He's on fresh hards. No, okay, yeah, they're right. And there's a great four-way battle here for P3. Look at this.
I know. Charlie's
Jackson,
just swept
Dammers
past
and
his own
Charlie.
teammate. Jackson
Branny.
looks like he's going to make the move down the inside.
But Dammers
if
is
he
on
can
the
get
tyres.
close
Branny.
enough, yes, he does. But Charlie
side,
and
side by
Branny,
side.
Charlie going around the outside of Branny.
He's got the
Keeping
favoured
ins-
line.
He's got the inside line now.
But will
And
Charlie go wide?
goes clear. So now Charlie is up in P3.
Max Mulder's left the session. That's a shame. He was running in a decent position. It looked promising for this race, but clearly something went wrong. And Jackson has been lagging a fair bit, even though he's got this new Ethernet cable, and he was saying about it last night. Well, clearly it's not working for the erasers.
Fingers crossed he hasn't left the session just yet. But as you can see, he's got a hell of a lot more pace than what Branny does.
Jackson is on 2-lap newer tyres compared to the driver actually behind him, Dammers, who is the only driver to not have pitted, and Fair's ranking in the fastest laps. Really, really promising here.
But I mean, the biggest
Fairs.
movers is Dammers with 10 positions gained.
But he's going into the pits now.
Yeah, indeed.
And will Jackson be able to get past Branny? He's got the
Well,
DRS,
Ramos
but
is
so
the
has
only one
Branny.
that hasn't pitted yet.
And I imagine he's going to go onto the hards.
We'll more than likely go on to the hards, yeah, go to the end. I mean, you can do 15 laps on the mediums, easy, but...
Oh yeah, I thought it was illegal, isn't it? I'm not sure what the rules are in terms of different tyres.
It's usually 12 laps if you start the softs, do the softs. But Buller and Ivan are having a good battle here. Oh! Ivan clipping the rear end of Buller there, nearly swiping him out.
Let's have a look here. As we're going on board with Ivan, it's a battle for P8. And the battle up ahead for P4 is kind of dried up a little bit. But we'll flick across to it if things get really close. Probably about under a tenth. There's Jackson
3-second time penalty.
I wonder if that's him drifting wide coming out of turn 11. It's quite easy to do.
Probably. Now Buller's pulling away.
Ivan, commentator's curse.
Yeah.
There's Jackson.
Come on, boys, make it interesting.
Yeah, come on, safety car. Oh, Charlie fixed his toe penalty. He went out wide, coming out of the final corner.
Q-Tip's catching... Why always pitch the Q-Tip and catching this battle for P3 here, you know?
Especially if they keep messing around.
Yeah, P3.
And I thought I'd just quickly touch on a sort of thing. I was saying to the people watching, I did a Torpedo League. Hang on, I'm going to shut up because we've got side-by-side racing here. Branny and Jackson. Oh, Branny sort of forcing him wide. And it was through turn 5. Really good driving here. Jackson trying to find a way, trying to sort of
trying to get a switchback going on.
If he can stay around this sort of. Oh, no,
I mean,
okay,
he's definitely got the pace.
He's pulling away now.
Right, go on.
Right, long story short, because I'm going to get cut off by a really good battle soon. Just as... I think there's 2 cut... No, there's not. Anyway, I did a Torpedo League bingo, and I'm waiting for me to, like, be able to, like, cover off some of the stuff, and, like, cross off the ones I've got right. So far, well, actually, a few of them in country, but I'm not going to sort of stop to...
You've done a
play
Torpedo League
stupid game.
bingo.
Right. So you cover it. So basically, before it's a thing I'm thinking about trying to do before the race. I make a few predictions, and I cross them off if they happen. So I've got safety car, VSC, Williams podium, someone retires in the pits, no points to Red Bull, someone spins, Jeeves gets into the points, we won't see a first-time winner, and someone lags out. So I think a few of them I can already think about crossing off, but I'd rather actually watch this and then think about that at the end of the race.
Right, okay. I've never heard that before.
I did it.
Okay.
I've done it for F1. Like I've said, like everyone. Like I'd make it a drinking game where like you take a sip of something if they say Constantina or something or whatever the word is. But anyway, well that might actually.
Yeah, imagine that. Try to say that word when you absolutely thought that your mum's.
Constantina. Or can you say statistics?
Oh, Big Daddy's waking up, guys. Big Daddy's waking up. Oh, Jackson making a move on Branny down the inside.
Down to T1.
Yeah.
Bigger work. Oh, he's been hit the back.
Oh,
Branny hits the back of
Jackson parking it on the apex there.
And I'll tell you who's creeping behind.
Why always Pips is coming.
Yep.
He is nearly within that second. Oh, why always Pips is having a great race today.
Oh, yellow flags. Who's No, it's Branny. No, it's Branny.
Is it
Branny
Branny?
spun on T5. Oh, he's been hit.
Oh no!
He's been hit. Is that who hit him? I think that was. Was that Q-Tip? I think hit him. Let's look at Q-Tip. Has he got any wing damage? Oh, that was a pretty big hit.
Really see.
He hasn't got any wing damage. You sound interested.
Sorry,
No.
I was half yawning.
P4.
I was in the middle of yawning.
Branny, that's disappointing. He went from about P4, P5 all the way to P9. Hopefully he hasn't destroyed those tyres.
I was going to say, if he didn't have much penalties, he would have had the easy podium there.
Oh, yeah. But Charlie, I am, no offence to Charlie, I am surprised. So look, where did he qualify?
Right, in all fairness,
he's up 4 positions.
I'm really surprised that I'm actually seeing Charlie and Jackson and Wales Pips up the top in the top 5. But credit to them, they're obviously having a fantastic race, you know.
Yeah.
But
and Brandy's gone to the pits. He did have wing damage. He might go mediums to the end because I think softs would be pushing
right. Well, Q-Tip hasn't got wing damage.
Actually, no, softs he might go to the end. No, tell a lie because I think Q-Tip only lasted 8 laps. It's a difficult track to conserve tyres on. Let's go back to the tyre graphic. Yeah, he's gone onto the mediums.
Yeah.
I wonder if
in all fairness, mate, I don't know if anyone hit him because no one in the top 10 has got any wing damage.
Well, Fares with another fastest lap. He's just racking them up now. I did go on board with him, and I did see. Okay, that's true.
Right.
Yeah, I did go on board with him. I did see a little bit of contact with somebody else. That's why he had the wing damage, because he didn't get any from hitting a wall.
Okay.
So unless the driver that hit him got lucky, I think it was Q-Tip.
Right. Right. So, reading out the penalties on race directory. Yep. So you've got Fares. He has 1. Godzilla.
2.
1. Charlie. 1. Jackson. 1. Wales Pips. 2.
It is getting close actually. Let me just quickly go on board while you're talking about that.
Q-Tip. None.
Oh.
So if Q-Tip stays where he is.
P5. Jeez, 5 second time penalty for speed in the pit lane.
P6 at the moment is.
He might go into the softs. Yeah, he has to.
I mean, if Q-Tip can get close enough.
Oh, Buller, 3 second time penalty.
Buller. Yeah. Anyway, so if Q-Tip can get close enough to this battle for P2. Or P3 or whatever, yeah, I think
Yeah.
He could easily get P3 podium, yeah. Quite easily.
He's looking that
because
way.
everyone in front of him has got penalties.
Well, he is on. He has got older tyres. He was the sort of the anomaly. Wait, we talk about Q-Tip here, right? Yeah, sorry. He was the anomaly driver. He's the one that went onto the soft, so he was looking for a 1-stop. And so far, it's actually worked out pretty well for him. So he's done 15 laps.
Oh, wow. Buller's got 3 penalties.
Oh, Branny fast as
He's only got 1. Oh, this could be Buller's. Well, obviously his debut race for the F1 in the Mercedes.
Well, you got a podium last time out, so. As Jackson. Well, as much of you talking about Charlie getting a podium, well, I know without penalties, but on track, Jackson is all over the back, and Buller is actually all over the back of Q to be staying within range of passing up into T1. Is Charlie trying to break the slipstream? It hasn't worked because Jackson is going for it.
Not gonna.
And Fares with a penalty.
Pass lightly.
Charlie. Can he defend from Jackson? He defended fairly well through the first corner. He covered off all the places that you can go. And Charlie's really doing well actually defending from Jackson at the moment.
Q-Tip is doing alright to maintain the pace that it's at. Round about a half-second mark.
He's got a Hungary Mercedes behind him as well. That's looking for a good finish. And Branny yet again with the fastest lap. And that's helping anyone who's actually around Fares in the championship. because even though that's only one extra point, we know how quickly things can change in a championship and how valuable points are. Jeeves the fastest lap.
Jeeves gets the fastest lap.
He was on the soft tyre compared to everyone else. But again,
he's putting in a blinder. That's an extra point.
Even though he's out of the points, but
even though he's out of the points, it's still a point.
If there's a safety car, Jeeves has the best tyres for it. It's Jackson looking for a pass, sends it up the inside, of Charlie. Can he keep the car stuck into the corner? No, he can't. Charlie getting easily back up the inside, and actually I think Jackson's lost time from doing that move, and it's not the first time.
Nah. But we're keeping it clean, which is the main thing. But it's allowing the two front runners to run away. They're now 22 seconds clear.
And 28 seconds clear of Fair's Charlie. As Ansel goes going into the pit, so I think he might be looking for a fastest lap.
Oh, excuse me, I just had to sneeze then, I didn't want to do it live.
Oh, I did that earlier. I had to take the headset off and like put it away.
Move it away. Go away.
I'm not going to blow out everyone's ears.
Oh, Jackson's still on the back of Charlie, looking to make a move down the inside. Oh, it's a bit of a gutsy move there for Jackson.
I tried. I did that. I managed to make that move yesterday in the F2, and it did work, but only because I was later on the brakes.
Pips is now within a second.
Oh.
So
Wild Pips must be loving this.
You stay on board with them too. I'm gonna stay on board with Buller and Q-Tip fight.
Alright.
I might switch
Wild Pips if he gets like within 4/10 or something, because then you get a good view of both of them.
Oh, Buller! Clips the back wheel of Q-Tip there.
Time penalty as well for him.
Yeah, he did cut the corner quite a bit, but Q-Tip is starting to struggle on these tyres. Buller's looking down the inside of him.
We have 6 laps difference between the two in terms of tyres.
So now Buller has 4 penalties.
What was the spinner? Branny, I believe, is spun.
It is indeed, he has spun.
Could the outcome have been different if Kyle was here? I'm sure Kyle will tell us that he would win.
Yes, probably.
Not a very good race for Branny. He's got to be one of the biggest. How do I say this without being offensive towards him? A big disappointment for him, starting so high up on the grid. And I think he qualified 3rd as damage time penalty. I'm not sure.
Okay, Jackson's catching Charlie now. Charlie,
no!
Late defence!
No!
Late defence!
No.
That is Jackson!
What?
Why always Pips?
I'm lost. Was that?
Oh, that was a late. That was a late move there for Charlie.
What was that? I was on board with
late move.
I was on board with Jackson. It looked like it looked like Charlie hit the brakes and then swerved.
Yeah.
Like way before Charlie, way before Jackson had even thought about braking.
Jackson has now got wing damage, so that's
honestly.
Wow.
Honestly, that was a Grosjean. He's in the right car for it.
The Amazon delivery truck.
Yeah.
Big Daddy has spoken. The Amazon delivery truck does it again.
Should rename it to UPS instead of Haas. Oh, the AI of Jota getting in the way of Charlie there. Why was Pips? And why was Pips? He was trying to close in on Charlie, and he's just been royally screwed there.
Oh yes.
By Giotto.
Now 1.3 seconds.
Jeeves another 3-second time penalty.
But that has hurt Jackson's race right there.
I think you have to pit. No, he's staying out though. He's staying out.
He's staying out. If he can manage it, there's only 4 more laps. There's only 4 more laps.
He's probably thinking. Let's see what damages he's. Oh, he's only lost an end plate though. Okay, it looked really bad from the onboard. So he's not. It could be worse. I imagine that's probably about an orange wing, maybe orange front wing. If that.
Possibly.
Phone's dropped to the full. Thank you very much. much. Gravity.
Well done, Butterfingers.
It's gravity's
But
fault,
why was
wasn't mine.
Pips has Charlie started to struggle?
And
Why was
Godzilla, 3
Pips is
seconds
now
on
within
penalty.
half a second?
Godzilla practically gifting the win. Why is everything falling? We've got a good camera view actually here of Jackson struggling with that. As I believe that's Q-Tip is stuck behind his teammate. Yeah, he is. His AI phone moves out the way. This is a perfect chance for Buller. If he can make it work into this corner, look at this. Perfect racing. I love this camera angle.
Q-Tip is parking it in the middle of the track.
Good defending.
Good defending there, yes, indeed. But why was Pips now coming down the main straight? Charlie's struggling on these tyres.
Will he defend like an idiot again, or will he?
He's moved to the inside, now he's moving to the outside.
Maybe next lap,
Right
if he can
into the
stay within
corner.
him. Stay within, there's 4 seconds. No, sorry, what am I talking about? There's 4 laps to go.
Indeed. But Charlie is starting to struggle on these hard tyres now.
And maybe you call the race finish, because I got called out for being a little bit less enthusiastic last time.
I did hear about that. But yes, I will call
Yeah.
the race finish, no problem. So Fair's coming down the main straight, start lap 33 of 35. I'll give you a quick rundown, ladies and gentlemen. So lap 33, we have Fairs in first place, Godzilla in second, Charlie in third. Why was Pips in fourth, Jackson in fifth, Q-Tip in sixth, Buller in seventh, Ivanbow eighth, It's Manu ninth, Dammers in 10th, Branny in 11th, and so it goes. Having a good race, I might add, in 12th. Jeeves in 13th, TRT Kimmy in 14th, Giotto's AI is in 15th.
Jesus Christ. Oh my god, the AI is slowed up the racing point. Let's focus on this little treat here with Buller at the back of why is the camera going weird? There you go.
Buller still cannot find a way through. Obviously this track is so hard to overtake on.
If you're close enough to another driver, I think there's 2 places, like the first corner and then turn 12, so it's sort of the third to last corner.
Yeah.
Sorry, second to last corner.
Godzilla's pitted!
Ooh,
Godzilla's
Buller.
pitted!
He has got a long way. He has got a long way to Charlie.
Is he going on the
let's
softs
go.
to get the fastest lap?
Probably. As we said earlier, every point is vital, and he, I believe, has enough time.
He does. He has got a pit stop window. He has gone on the softs.
He's almost taken a Mercedes strategy to sort of just go for that extra point. And he's got the pace. He would. No offense to so it goes. Wait, what?
Fairs is lagged out. Fairs is lagged out.
No.
No.
But look at the gap, though. Look at the gap. 27
Oh,
seconds.
no.
He's half a lap ahead. No, not even that. He's a sector. No, he's only a sector ahead, though. Oh,
But
no.
on these soft tyres, he will catch him very, very quickly.
Oh god, this is yeah, but not in this amount of time, surely.
Oh,
There's a lap to go. There's a lap to go.
No, there's 2 laps to go. Oh, Fairs has rejoined. Oh, good.
There's a lap. Oh my god! And so it goes. Went up the back of his AI. Yeah, I'm watching, and so it goes trying to pass the Ferrari here down the straight.
Fairs is not back in his car. Fairs
Jesus
is not back in his
Christ.
car.
There's a lap to go. This is not exactly Silverstone 2020, where Hamilton was being chased down by Verstappen on that last lap.
And so it goes. It's going down the inside of Fairs.
See a few moves actually there. That's one of the few good passing opportunities as well. If you get alongside somebody out of turn 1 and you go
But Fairs
sub us over the rest.
still
it's
not
good.
in his car. And now I cannot see.
anything else going on track? The closest barrel is actually Buller still. You know what, I'm going to go on board with this. Until, of course, Fairs crosses the line, but we'll enjoy this for a little bit.
Fairs is now back in his car.
Okay.
Fairs is now back in his car. Because the lagging started happening.
Oh.
But this could be good for Godzilla here, because Fairs is coming across the line to win the Hungarian Grand Prix. Godzilla coming around the second corner now. Second to last corner, sorry. Final corner. Crossing the line. Gets the fastest lap of the race.
Ooh.
Into P2. Charlie.
This is where he gets interesting penalties.
Keep the P3?
Look how close Warwick Pips is.
Charlie crosses the line. He does.
Jackson!
No, he doesn't. Jackson takes it. Jackson takes P3.
Q-tip and Buller. Do they go up any position? No, they don't. They don't go up any places.
No, they don't. Jackson gets P3.
And Ivan,
he is on the podium.
P8 his teammate P9. Great finish for the two racing points here.
But is great points by the Mercedes team there.
Clearly, they drafted in a great reserve driver.
Indeed,
disappointing race, really disappointing race.
I believe Buller will be the full-time reserve driver for the Mercedes team for the rest of the season.
And so it goes, coming across the line to be the last driver on the lead lap.
He's had a good race. He's done well to finish the race. Congratulations. Congratulations for Anso goes there.
And
Great
Charlie's
job.
saying he'll get a 5-second removed. Oh, so we could be seeing Charlie on the podium.
Oh.
Interessante.
And what would that 5-second be? Because if it's for the incident between you and Jackson,
you know what? That might be an added one. That might be an added one. In fact, if he's got a genuine, I want to say excuse, but if he's got a genuine reason for what happened.
Do we have Leon?
Oh my God! Look at the lap time. 1:15.5.
How?
To give you an idea, that's about 12 seconds. That's about 12 or 13 seconds quicker than anyone was in quali. So it shows you the lap difference between dry and wet. As I believe the only driver that had a clean race was Q-Tip.
Indeed.
No penalties for him, so really good job there.
No penalties whatsoever.
And,
great drive there for Q-Tip.
Just to touch on our little stupid bingo that I made, the only ones that didn't come, the only ones that did come true were Williams' podium, someone retiring in the pits, someone spins, no points for Red Bull, someone lags out, and we won't see a first-time winner. So G's getting points is not true, and the two
I believe
cars.
How many has Fairs actually won a race this season so far?
I mean, first-time winner, like overall. Actually, no, I believe he won Bahrain.
Right, do you want to get the drivers in for their interviews then?
Yep.
And get the famous car podium table going.
Ah, yes.
Do that.
Right, so we need the usual.
Jackson, Fairs, and Godzilla.
Jackson, come on. There you go. You got lucky there.
I'm not happy.
Yeah, the Charlie incident was yeah. You know, that'll be a question when the time comes. Fairs and I hate my memory and Godzilla. There you go.
Jackson. Yeah. Sorry,
You should be.
There they were stuck with my little unenthusiastic.
Where you going with this?
Let's go with this. Let's go with the bingos option.
37 red. Number 15. Anyway, hopefully once we get all the drivers in, we won't be talking about bingo, we'll be talking about that race.
Indeed. Well, I'm glad I got to see most of it anyway.
Yeah, you got to see the best parts. The first bit of the race was okay. Last bit was brilliant.
Yeah.
Well, I say brilliant. Brilliant for certain drivers.
Oh.
Well, considering things are quite quiet at the moment, I'm gonna let's just talk to Jackson for a little bit because we're waiting for other people. We might as well ask the questions.
Podium turntable.
So, I'm not going to beat around the bush. What was your perspective of the incident with Charlie? Because clearly I think you were on for an on-track podium, not sort of off the penalties podium. What happened in your point of view? Because from where I was, it kind of looked...
Where I was as well.
Yeah, from where we were, it looked a lot to do with Charlie and less to do with you. So, is that how you saw it, or what happened?
Well, I'll start off with the fact that me and Charlie were in a party, so you can imagine things
that went down well.
Yeah.
Things got heated.
Yeah, I've seen the replay, and to talk through from my perspective, I knew that was sort of my last chance to go for the move on Charlie, because I knew that he was starting to push a bit harder because he'd been saving fuel. So I know that's my last chance. I need to go for him now, use all my ERS, use absolutely everything and go for him. Because I was assuming he was maybe running a bit lower on ERS, because at the last few times down the straight, he'd been turning his ERS off quite early. So I was imagining perhaps struggling with that. So I thought, let's see if he does it when I'm pushing the whole straight. And I get to the corner and I begin to pull out, and then, Charlie's saying that I didn't pull out before he did. I sort of slowly move out, sort of start steering before he does. I slowly pull out, and then he makes a sudden movement to the right, very close to the braking zone. And I have nothing to do. I pull out. I'm in this line. He suddenly pulls across in front of me. I have to full lock to the right, otherwise I'm going to go straight into the back of him. And I obviously go spinning because I had the RS open. I may have even clipped the grass or something. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think you did clip the grass a bit.
I went flying into him. Surprised he didn't take more damage or take more of a hit than what he did.
Yeah, I was going to quickly just touch on that actually. Would you, considering what actually happened and what kind of took place, would you actually consider yourself quite lucky that you only got end plate damage?
Yes, very. Because it still allowed me to have just enough pay. I think one more lap I wouldn't have got that podium. Yeah. So good job I didn't go for that move the lap earlier, eh?
Right, from my perspective, when I was riding on board with you at the time.
Yeah.
From my perspective, you was already down on the inside, right? You was front wheel was at his rear wheel, right? Soon as he turned in on the inside, by the time he got to the corner, right, you was already halfway alongside him at that point. That was a sketchy move. Very, very sketchy, and that is it's going to be under review. That is definitely going to be under review.
Well, Charlie says that he will get a 5-second time penalty removed, but if it means that incident, I think he's going to have to fight a really strong case.
Yeah, that 5-second time penalty was for that incident.
Because some could argue, aka Charlie, that it was a racing incident, but from how rapidly he moved on the brakes, I think it looked like he was going to spin either way, actually. But
for me, it was exactly what Grosjean was doing, and I know he got a warning, but you can't give warnings in the game. Commentators can't give warnings during the race. And because if Grosjean had made that move in Silverstone and he had crashed with a car, then he probably would have got quite a lot of penalty points.
Charlie's saying, my view is fine, I did nothing wrong. Well, we'll wait to see what Leon says.
Yeah,
I
I'm
said
actually
that. I
gonna
said
send
that
you
about the
on.
Miguel incident, and look what happened there.
Which Miguel incident was that?
Remember Baku?
Oh
And
yeah.
Dama's saying, to be honest, it looked like a racing incident to me. Again,
Of course,
unfortunately, we don't make the decisions. Leon does.
Yes. I've just sent
my-
him the clip now.
Yeah. A quick question to you as well. So your teammate for this race
Yes.
was Buller.
Well, for the rest of the season now, actually.
Oh, really?
Yes, for the rest of the season.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. How confident are you that? I mean, do you think that he has podium potential, considering he's already got a
Definitely.
podium? Do you think he can carry
I mean,
this
I
form
ruined
on?
his race today. I destroyed his race today by he was pitting lap 15, and I didn't want to. My plan was to undercut Charlie and surprise him, so I couldn't, because we were on the party. I couldn't tell Buller to stay out another lap until we got to the pit entry, because there was, like, if I had said earlier in the lap, Charlie would have definitely pitted. So I had to sort of chance the undercut. So as I came to the pits, I said, "Stay out, Buller, stay out." He didn't hear me, carried on pitting. And that lost him about 3 or 4 places. So that ruined his race. He could have been up there with me. Could have been a free fall, to be honest, for Mercedes. I mean, if I got past Charlie, if he hadn't pitted, then I think I would have been a pretty solid P3.
Where is
Because
Godzilla
I
Affairs?
felt so much quicker.
Out of curiosity.
So what was that?
Where's Godzilla Affairs?
Not sure. I have sent them
Very good
invites.
Hmm.
Unless they just
Strange.
thought, who the hell is JDS? Even though they've
Who the hell
been
are you?
invited before, but so I'm gonna. This is the usual question I tend to ask. Next race on the calendar is Mexico. I'm trying to say that without a smile on my face, but
Great.
how do you feel coming into that race? Because it's a track that Torpedo League have never actually been to. Same with Hungary actually, but it's a race that it's the first time we're going to Mexico. How do you feel about that? Because it's a bit of a weird track. Do you think you'll be looking more for top speed, or do you think you'll be focusing more on downforce for that track?
It's gonna be tricky. I would say, I personally think I'm gonna lean towards the more downforce side. But to be fair, I did that for Hungary today, and well, look where that ended me. But top speed down that long straight. I mean, I'm really not sure to be honest. But the difference is from Hungary to Mexico is that Mexico you can pass much. Like I would have been if that incident happened. If me and Charlie incident happened in Mexico, I would have already been alongside by that point with the straight. So I mean, I've never done league race around Mexico, so this will be my first, I believe.
Yeah.
So I really have no expectations at all of myself, my performance, or strategy, or sort of what to expect from like the racing, to be honest, or setups.
I'm not
I've probably just go for ultimate lap pace, to be honest, and just see where I go from there.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Right. Well, honestly,
Is there anything else you would like to add?
Not really. Just like to say sorry to Buller for ruining his race, and sort of questioning Charlie a bit after that race. That's pretty much it.
All right.
Short and sweet.
Well, unfortunately, no one else seems to be joining. So sorry to
Sounds like
disappoint
I
Would
anyone
have heard
still
from the
listening.
race winner, ladies and gentlemen, but obviously they don't want to talk at the moment, which is fine. It's their
Yeah,
choice.
it's alright. It's alright.
But we will more than likely get a view of their cars quickly.
Yeah. So let's do a
We,
quick little. Just get a little nice view of the Ferrari. Because we can't talk to them, we might as well talk about them.
Yep.
Fairs, extremely dominant, went from pole to leading pretty much the entire race actually. Kozler struggled to stay behind him. Do you think this is a sign for the championship?
Are you asking me or Jackson?
I mean, if Jackson wants to chip in.
So what was that?
Me personally,
Yeah.
obviously we're going to Mexico next, right? And I definitely won't be late for that, I promise. Me personally, I'm gonna have to have a look at the time trial times to see who's got the quicker time around there in F1 and in F2.
Yeah. I think there's literally like only you and Buller, I think, that have set a lapper in F2. So
no, there's me, White Claw, and then so it goes to set a lap around
Alright.
Mexico, and White Claw is the quickest out of us three at the moment.
Change tonight.
Shut up. Anyway, I think. See, it's a tough one. It is a tough one. I'm gonna call it early. I think it's gonna be a Godzilla weekend.
All right. What do you think he'll qualify pole and then go and win the race?
Yes.
Oh, all right. I'm not sure. I think I'm not sure about Mexico, but in terms of the rest of the season, I think Fez is the only person that can actually challenge Godzilla consistently. Because, well, I say consistently, I mean he hasn't exactly been too consistent. I think that's why Godzilla's been so high up, because all the other challengers have been either unlucky with issues or they've had to miss a race or something.
Yeah.
And that's immediately that's 25 points lost, especially if he wins it. And I think he's got about 50 points, something like that, gap to Fez. Of course, now that's changed, but
yeah, it was a 48 point to second place before that race. So I can't remember. I can check now where Fez is, see if the gap would have changed.
But of course, with Fez only being second, Fez winning the race and then Godzilla being second plus that extra point, that's only 6 point difference now. So, I mean, how many races have we got left in the championship? Is this the halfway point, or is Mexico the halfway point?
Mexico is halfway.
Okay. Well, there's still plenty. I mean, there's still plenty of time for Fez to catch up. All it needs really is a few dodgy races.
Round 7, isn't it? Because
this
is round 7.
Rounds, 16 rounds altogether. Yeah. So yeah,
I mean, there's a few.
Halfway.
I mean, there's a few races this season which are going to be difficult and difficult to predict because there's a lot of new
Vietnam
tracks.
Grand Prix is going to be tough.
Vietnam's new. I'm pretty sure we're going to Japan this season as well.
Yes, Japan for the first time.
We've never been there before as well. I think we did put it down in the calendar, but I think we replaced it for another race.
Replaced with USA.
Yeah. Because there was a few issues last season.
There was all those Codemasters issues, wasn't there?
Yes, there was. Yeah.
That was a strange glitch. That was.
Yeah, so
I've got
Vietnam for the first
I know
time.
what the top 3 will look like for the standings, if you'd like to know.
Okay.
Yes, go ahead.
Well, Godzilla, I believe, has actually pulled out his lead by 3 points. Second place will beat me on 71 points, and Fez third place on 70 points.
Wow.
Glad I got the podium. So yeah, the gap will now be about 51 points, I believe. But with Fez obviously making that big jump from 5th up to third, he's gained. Fez is gained a lot. Words. All it takes is Godzilla to have a couple of
only
races.
small thing, and this is not against you at all, Jackson. This is pretty much against all drivers. These are all provisional, I guess, positions you could say, because a lot of drivers will put in clips. A lot of drivers will say that something happened to them which was unfair, and then that's going to get
it's going to be interesting to see. It's going to be interesting to see who gets
there will be penalties taken away, there will be penalties added. That is just how league racing works. For example, last night I was quite happy with the second place. I was frustrated, and I found out literally last night that I actually won the race due to a 5-second time penalty.
Yes, you did.
So it all can change. For all we know, Jeeves might get points. He might not be, sweeping floors or whatever
or making Bruce for the rest of his life.
That's the one. Driver to apprentice.
Yeah. But for what I saw in that race, it was pretty entertaining. Pretty good battles going on.
It's a shame for Branny. I thought he was going to finish quite well, but he ended up spinning or having some sort of contact with another driver.
Spinning a couple of times, I might add. But you know, it's racing. It happens.
Yeah. Some of the best drivers on the grid can get absolutely dogged down by other drivers. You know, you got to look at almost Buller this season. I mean, he's won 3 races this season, but in the championship standings, I think he's in 7th or something. Like he's quite low down. Actually, before I cock up and make a wrong prediction, let me just actually have a look at the F2 standings quickly.
I mean, he done well. He did well in the F2 yesterday.
I am the big dum-dum. He's actually in 4th place in the championship. So screw what I've just said there. Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Is that updated?
That is updated. Yeah.
So he's 4th in the championship. So
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So
Actually,
where is the actual team?
Let's get it because team standings. Trident are 3rd.
Woo! Top 3, get in.
Wow.
So
that team's gone downhill.
Considering we can't talk about much F1, considering that none of the F1 drivers are here other than Jackson, let's get an F1 driver's opinion. Okay. So let me just read out the top 5 for the F2. So we've got And So It Goes, Forever Sin, moi, Max Mulder, Buller, and then Bunnies. How many of those? First of all, I guess 2 questions. How many of those do you think are going to be staying in the top 5 this season, considering we're coming up to the halfway point? And the second question, how many of those guys do you think are going to be going up into F1 next season?
I'd say all 5.
I'd have to strongly disagree.
Ooh.
Now that Buller's confirmed a place in F1, I would say at most 1 driver from F2, maybe 2, will get up into F1 next season. I just feel that it's such a close field now. It's going to be tough. It's going to be unlikely to me.
Hang on, if I get up if I get the last race standings, I guess, for F1, and then we'll look at the bottom 5 there and see who you think will go down, maybe. Okay, so the bottom 5 are TRT, Kimi, Giotto, Ivan, Lucas, and Miguel.
They're all at the bottom.
Yeah, those are all at the bottom, but Lucas is still driving.
Yeah. Just another quick update on the me and Charlie incident.
Hang on, 2 seconds.
Charlie does want to join the party.
Yes, he does.
Oh no.
Yeah.
It's a bit interesting.
Update on that.
Kyle, who is a wise man, has said that in his opinion it would be a 10-second for that.
But that is Kyle. This is Kyle who can't do a formation lap to save his career.
He doesn't know what's going on. Oh, you goat! That's funny.
Right. Well, to make this a little bit interesting, we're going to we're going to spend about 5 more minutes, I reckon, on stream before we wrap things up, and that gives us 5 minutes to talk to the midget himself if he joins. Perfect
Stop
timing.
rolling my name through the dirt. I moved first.
No. If you keep saying that, that's gonna go.
How about act like a professional? We'll ask you a question and then you answer the question. So because I've been hogging the questions, Clint, do you want to ask dear Charlie a question?
Gotta keep it PG.
Yep. Yep.
So, Charlie. Let's have your take on it. What happened?
So, Jackson was getting the toe, I moved to the inside, at the same time Jackson does, so I couldn't have done anything. He was still behind me, like in my slipstream, as he moved across.
Well, in all fairness, I've just watched the stream back, and Jackson actually made the move first.
You haven't seen my view. Look in the chat, I sent it to you.
And Clint and Scott, on Instagram, you are receiving my view. Just in 12 seconds of my view.
It is on the stream. Your view is on the stream.
Oh, okay. Well, you're getting it again.
Right. Well, Jackson's is there.
You see, from what I'm seeing here, it looks like Jackson reacted to the move, because it was quite a sudden one. Basically from what I'm seeing, it looks like Charlie's had some sort of spasm at the wheel. Jackson's tried to avoid it. Jackson's tried to avoid it, but because he's avoided it so quickly, the car doesn't like it, unsettles the car. He goes sliding into the side of Charlie, all from that spawn. All spawning from.
In all fairness,
so
right,
I would personally.
You can see Charlie, right? You can see Charlie making the move, right? Defending on the inside line, right? But then quickly switch back
The reason
to the
why it looks
outside line.
The reason why it looks like Charlie moves first is because I slowly move. Because I know that a danger, weaving like that's going to spin the car. So I slowly move, and Charlie suddenly moves to the inside. So I have nowhere to go.
Your wheel was slowly turning.
When we were going that fast though, I couldn't have reacted. I moved, and he moved at the exact same time, and I don't feel I could have done it.
I'm just saying, from watching the stream, the amount of unsuccessful moves that Jackson made, you could have actually just let him go flying through, and you would have made him. You would have pretty much got the position
back on the switchback.
And sometimes
I know Jackson has a very good tactic with switchback moves.
Yeah, what
but you could have got the switchback yourself if you just let him go steaming past.
I'll be honest there, in that move I was actually planning to do like a Verstappen from Austria. Because so many failed moves, that's why I used up all the previous moves. I've been behind the car on the braking zone.
So he was planning on being dirty?
No, I was planning on staying wheel to wheel with you, because I know I had the grip. Yeah, I think the 5 seconds is fair, for me. Because for me, it's two small things. First one for me is he moves just after I start moving. And the second one for me is how late it is before the braking zone. For me, that was a bit too close to the braking zone to make a move that quickly.
Before the green line.
I mean, a fade I could understand. So like what I was trying to do to you, I could understand that. But just sort of a weave like that, that's much of a weave. That's way too late to be making moves like that. It's very Romain Grosjean.
I would have to agree.
Did Grosjean get penalised? No, you got a warning.
Yeah,
no, he got a warning,
did.
but you can't give warnings.
No, I thought he got a penalty.
Did he get penalised? Yeah, he did in the end.
He got a penalty.
He did it twice. Yeah, but
you can't warn in this game. You can't warn. The commentators can't warn. So in this, it has to just be a straight penalty.
Yeah.
See, things are going to change. From the point of view from Jackson, I think it looks a bit worse than Charlie
from Jackson's
thinks
point
it
of
is.
view, I moved before him.
It's because I was slowly moving.
Even Thomas
drastically.
has said that. Yeah.
I think it's drastically moving. It looks, from my point of view, because I was on this. It might be a little bit different because I was on a different camera angle. I was on the TV pod offset, I think it was.
I got breaking news. Sorry to
go on.
Sorry to jump in. Gareth Bale has now signed.
That happened ages ago, mate.
All right. Okay, for Tottenham.
Jeez, no.
Thanks.
Can we give him
Thanks,
5 seconds?
Charlie, for
Right, before that now, for interrupting an FIA official, you're gonna get
About a team
you're gonna get a 5 second time penalty.
He's gonna get an absolute arse beep from me later. Watch.
Big Daddy ain't happy.
For any of you that are interested.
Yes, I've got to say it again.
Anyway, just quickly.
Would anyone like a couple updates on Le Mans teams, which seem to be just chatting at this stage?
Oh yeah, good point.
Bruno Spengler in the LMP1 by Collis has crashed. The number 8 Toyota has been pulled into the box to do some repairs.
Who's that? Kobayashi?
That's the one that Alonso used to be in. So it's not it's not the Lopez car. It's the other one.
Alright.
I think it is the Kobayashi one, or is it? Because I think it's Nakajima. I can't remember which one's which. I know it's not the Lopez car. Or the Mike Conway. It's not the Mike Conway and the Lopez.
Right.
The 37 Jackie Chan DC has stopped on track. The number 30 number 2 car that has crashed and barrier repairs need to be done. The G Drive number 16 has stopped on the safety car, and that's all your updates.
Okay. Just one last question because I want to wrap things up in a few minutes. One last question to you two. So today, but it's still technically a battle already right now for a podium because of the penalties and everything. We'll find out tomorrow. You'll maybe go follow us on Instagram so you'll be able to see what
Even
the
if it's
standings
reduced,
are.
I'd be happy to
But-
have 3 seconds.
Just because that would mean you kept the position. That's just silly.
Talking. Right. So, my question to you
Shut
are,
up.
when right, this is probably going to last longer than a few minutes. This question because it's going to turn into an argument between you two. Which of you do you think is going to be the next driver to get a podium?
I'm Hulkenberg, I'm never gonna get podium.
Well, for me, I mean, I hope it's going to be me because I felt like I could have a few podiums this season, but I've had bad luck. Like every driver this season has had a lot of bad luck. I mean, apart from Eddie, just if Eddie's watching.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I think he had some bad luck in Monaco, but apart from that, he's been pretty much clear the whole time. But basically, every driver could have had about 5 podiums this season if things had gone their way. But I think I've got the pace for like today. I felt like I was quick enough for the podium. It's just that sometimes cars block you, and sometimes they take you out. But Mexico, it's a new track to the calendar. It's a track I've never league raced at before, so I could end up be fighting for just keep it in the points. But equally, I could end up fighting for the win. I mean, win's out there because it's once in a blue moon we come to a track where I can fight for a win, and that's when I say fight, I mean people in front of me crash out. Like I need as little people in front of me as possible because then there's less people that need to crash out for me to get the win. E.g. Monaco, there was only 4 cars in front of me that needed to crash, and they did, which was helpful. So thank you to those that did that. That was mighty kind of you.
And Charlie, as I know you said you think you'd be a Hulkenberg, do you think there are any tracks that you're going to be strong at? Like, I mean, I don't think you even know the calendar, you know, like the back of your hand. But you know, next track
It's
is Mexico. There's a few firsts on this calendar as
10th
well.
and 11th is Italy and Canada. I don't know which way they're around now.
I'm
They're
strong
my
at
two
Canada. I got some good points last season in my debut race. Yeah, Canada could be a good one. Italy, I came second in the EDL. So that could be another track where I do well. Yeah, Vietnam can do what I told Hulkenberg to do. Yeah.
Can go kiss my butt.
Right.
I just want to say I had no hard feelings against Jackson. I mean, I hope we stay mates, even if that penalty is removed. And don't be angry.
Right. So
I'm gonna have to
we're
be
gonna...
a teammate next season in CWR2.
Right. So we are going to wrap things up now. Thank you very much for you two joining, even though we couldn't get the first and second drivers in. Maybe they got sick of talking to us.
Done about it.
But yeah, we are going to end the stream now. We're going to wrap things up. Thank you everyone for watching. Yeah,
We'll
we
see
look
you
forward
next
to seeing
time
you next
in
week.
Mexico.
Yes.
Shut up. Big Daddy has spoken. So that is a goodbye from Scott, and it is a
Goodbye from.
The Daddy.
Woohoo! Right, guys, take care of yourselves, look after yourselves and your families. Peace out.